Hello and welcome to EatSleep Footy Repeat. And yes, you're right, we didn't think we'd be back again either.
We didn't, but for some reason they have let us. And we have that homage to the greatest goal ever scored, Hal Robson-Kanu, in the feature we called Hal Robson-Kanu-believe it.
Not only that, we introduce a new feature called Blowing Your Barry Horn, where we take the very best, the very finest news that we can find from the social media and interweb and present it for you.
We certainly do, but of course we are all still basking in that glorious 4-0 win over Moldova, and we're looking ahead to Austria, and Chris Coleman is already looking ahead.
This is Wales.
You know, look at their record in the last campaign. I think they won 8 games or something like that. 1-9, drew 1 or something, an incredible record. So, yeah, in campaign football, they're very, very good. But so are we. So this will be a great test for both teams.
Well, as we said, guys, we're not just looking at the men's team here. We've also looking at the women's team. And Alex, they've already been in action.
Indeed, they were playing in a UEFA qualifier this week in the Euros, and we've been talking to top player and top person Natasha Harding. Now, she is working on trying to find the next generation of players as well through her soccer schools.
This is Wales.
You know, I didn't have that when I grew up, and to be able to put them on for the kids, you know, in lesser areas, you know, is fantastic. And
What sort of ethos, what sort of style are you teaching?
just most of all, it's just enjoyment. But I want girls and boys to play football together because I experienced that from the age of 4 to 12, and that's what I think, you know, has helped me in my career. So if I can get the girls to do that and compete with the boys, you know, they're already one step ahead of other, you know, girls and other girl teams.
And we're going to catch up with Natasha Harding again in the future as we find out a bit more about what she's doing to try and find the next generation of Welsh players. And don't forget, there's another Women's International. It's next week. It's at Rodney Parade against Austria. Details, if you want to go along, right there.
Right there, guys. Go and check it out. Great player as well, isn't she, Natasha?
Fantastic person.
Right, time for a new feature, everyone. And we have been trawling social media, and we're going to get you the very best of social media in a brand new feature called
Blow Your Barry Horn.
Yes, Blow Your Barry Horns. What an original name that is, Al. We haven't ripped that from anywhere, have we?
Nowhere at all.
Nowhere
But
at all.
the very important thing is that what we do is we find the funniest, the most passionate, just the most ridiculous stuff, and then we present it in a bite-sized package just for your entertainment.
Just for you.
This is Wales.
And where to start then? Of course, Joe Ledley. Of
Where
all
else
people,
would you start?
Where else would you start? Joe blowing his Barry Horn and clearly taking it very easy, enjoying the Goodwood revival in what can only be described as looking like a creamy caramel hipster in spats.
Now, she's already a big friend of EatSleep Footy Repeat, and Polly from Capital Breakfast was blowing her Barry Horn this week as she helped out the first round of the draw for the JD Welsh Cup. Who did your team pull out then, guys?
And if you're thinking of renaming Cardiff Airport after Princess Diana, then why not instead choose a symbol of national pride? So a big hand to Dan Roberts for starting a petition so that people can fly in and out of the Hal Robson-Kanu International Airport.
Can you believe it? Oh no, we're coming on to that, aren't we? All right, and finally, we can't have an inaugural Blowing Your Barry Horn without actually featuring the mighty Barry Horns themselves and this fantastic new terrace anthem.
And now we pause and take a moment to celebrate the greatest goal that has ever been scored.
A goal that made the nation's hearts lift, grown men cry and throw themselves into each other's arms. We are, of course, talking about the Hal Robson-Kanu goal against Belgium.
And to help us to do this, we have roped in Chris and Hugh, who were unfortunate enough to still be in the bar when we were looking for volunteers. So let's do this. But first, Lawrence,
Yes, Al.
you need to change. That's better.
Feels better, Al.
Right, now, I'm going to be Aaron Ramsey.
Yes.
You are going to be Hal Robson-Kanu.
Yes, you know.
Chris, well, we know what Chris is going to be. And you, Hugh, are going to be an Belgian defender. I can't remember which one it was. We need a goalkeeper.
We need a goalkeeper. Producer Dan?
Producer Dan!
Producer Dan!
Yes!
Yes!
So Dan, you are going to be Thibaut Courtois.
Thank you very much.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
This is Wales.
I think that's a wrap. That is a wrap.
That's the rappiest rap I've ever done. Huge thanks to Chris and to Hugh for helping. Been here for 3 hours, for heaven's sake, and they're still here. Bless him.
Thanks for coming, Dan.
Thanks for coming down. Thanks to the guys at Gaul who has actually let us just steal their pitch for an entire day. We'll be back.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll be back next week. And we want to see your Hal Robson-Kanu. So get them in. All the details for social media. Send them to us and we will get them up. And you can be Hal for a moment.
Till then, ta-da.
Cheers.
Hal Robson-Kanu! Hal Robson!